Good afternoon. I am Dr. Amarjit Kaur. I am Professor of Accounting and Dean at Faculty of Commerce and Management, Gurugram University, Gurugram. I am very happy to be present here to talk on a topic, bank reconciliation statement. This topic is covered in two parts. First part, we will talk about what is cash book and the passbook, difference between cash book and passbook, meaning of bank reconciliation statement, features of bank reconciliation statement, and then finally importance of bank reconciliation statement. This is the agenda for part 1. So, as the name suggests, bank reconciliation statement. So, it means we are going to reconcile something. So, what is that we have to discuss? So, as we know, reconciling means matching off or comparing, finding out the similarity or dissimilarity. So, we are going to learn how to reconcile two balances. Number 1, the balance of the bank column as per cash book and that of with the passbook or the bank statement, right? And then we will discuss the difference between these two copies or books. One is the cash book, bank column, and the passbook, or you may say bank statement. And then so we are going to discuss that what are the features of bank reconciliation statements, why do we prepare it, what is the importance of bank reconciliation statement, right? So friends, let's understand the difference between cash book and bank statement or passbook. So I will use passbook and bank statement as synonymous. Alright. So this cash book, as we all know, is one of the subsidiary books prepared by any business, by any firm. It is written by the depositor or the firm, the business, right? Individual cash book can be written by you and me. But I am here discussing from the perspective of a business, from the perspective of a business firm, right? So, the first point of differentiation between cash book and the bank statement is that cash book is written by the depositor. Here the depositor is a business firm. So, they write the bank column in the cash book. This cash book could be prepared one columnar, two columnar, three columnar, right? So, in case a business is preparing one columnar cash book, then the bank column will not be there. Then bank account is going to be opened separately. If a cash book is prepared with two columns, then we will have cash column as well as bank column. And if we prepare the three columnar cash book, even then the bank column would be there, right? With, of course, a third column would be about discount column. So, that's not the agenda to discuss. The only point I am making it here is that the bank column of the cash book is something which is going to be written by the firm, by the accountant of the firm, or anybody who has been authorized by the business. They would be writing this particular column, bank column or the cash book. Whereas the bank statement or the passbook, is written by the officials of a bank. So, one book is written by the business, another book or another statement is written by the bank. So, this is the first point of differentiation. The second point of differentiation is, when we have debit side of the cash book or the bank column of the cash book, it represents deposits. Because cash or bank both are assets to the business, and both, if we are debiting them, it means their normal balance of an asset rule is applicable. The normal balance for cash or normal balance for bank account is actually the debit balance. So, if we have to record an increase, which means a deposit, so my cash balance going up, my bank balance going up, right? So, that particular increase, or you may say deposit, is going to be identified by recording it in the debit side. So which means the debit balance of the bank column of a cash book is representing deposits or increase in cash or bank, right? But contrary to that, in a bank statement, if you are depositing money in your bank account, the bank records it in the credit side. You know, we say my salary has been credited today. On 1st of every month, most of the people have smile on their face. Why? Because they get the message salary credited to your account number this. Right? You may have noticed this amongst your friends, parents, and if you are working, you would have noticed. So, your salary is credited in your account, bank account, whereas a business which is keeping a cash book, and in the bank column of the cash book, if there is an increase in cash or in, as per bank column, that means it is debited. Whereas if bank is depositing, adding money to your bank account, they are going to put it on the credit side. Logic is very simple. To you, your bank account, your bank column in your business is showing asset, but in the bank account, because that book is kept by the bank, who's writing, that is important. That book is written by the bank itself, right? And they are depositing in your account on your behalf, which they need to pay back to you. A bank has to return your money on demand or as per the terms and conditions. If it is an FD, if it is so, but we are here discussing the current account, the bank statement of a business, right? So bank is supposed to pay you back whenever you want to withdraw. So that is why they put it on the credit side. And as we know, the liabilities have normal balance of credit. All the liabilities are credited. That's why bank is putting it on the credit side, and when you are writing your cash book, bank column, you are putting the money on the debit side. So this is opposite. So I have seen people getting confused, so be clear on that. And remember the example of salary being credited. Most of the time, we are very happy to see my salary is credited whenever, or any other amount whenever we get. So, but be sure that you remember this, that salaries or any inflow of cash in your bank account in any form, interest, dividend, whatever, is going to be credited. Okay. So this was debit and credit for deposits in bank and deposit in the business. Now opposite to this is the payment, the withdrawals. If your cash is going down as per your calculation, then you are going to put it in the credit side. Any withdrawals from the bank account, you would be putting it on the credit side. So this is going to be shown as credit balance in your cash book bank account. Whereas the debit balance in your account but written by the bank, which means the bank statement or the passbook, will show debit balance if you are drawing anything, right? So debit balance is going to be shown as withdrawal. So we are going to debit the amount. So in case you withdraw something from your bank account, bank will put it in debit. So if you look at your statement, if you look at your passbook, you will see debited. The amount debited is basically the minus sign at the top of the column, and in your cash book bank account column, you will be writing the same withdrawal on the credit side. Okay. So credit represents withdrawal in case of a cash book bank column, and debit represents your withdrawals but the debit side of the bank column of the banks or of the passbook of the bank statement. Okay. Now if I have a surplus, if I have a positive balance in my cash, in my bank account, in my cash book, bank account column will show it as debit balance, right? So debit balance represents surplus. it represents a positive value, whereas the debit balance in your bank account will be overdraft. So first thing is that how do we record? We record deposits by debiting it. We record withdrawal by crediting it. Is in the cash book I am talking. Now the third thing is, if I have a debit balance, if somebody has given you some caselet where it is written debit balance of bank column in cash book or as per cash book, what does it mean? It means it is a positive value. It means you have a surplus. On the contrary, if bank statements comes to you and it says, it says debit balance, what does it mean? It means you have overdrawn the money. So you have actually used overdraft facility. So you have no balance, actually you have negative balance in your bank. Alright, so debit balance in the cash book, bank column means positive value, and debit balance in the bank book, that is bank statement, is basically overdraft. The last point of differentiation is, if my bank column cash book shows credit balance, what does it mean? It means it is an overdraft, because debit is positive, which is simply means credit is negative, and cash at bank is credit balance, cash at bank is a bank statement is showing credit balance, means you have something positive, you have some deposits with the bank. So credit balance in your cash book, in firm's book, in a business books of accounts, means an overdraft, and credit balance, so credit balance in the bank statement of a bank is basically representing cash at bank. So this is the basis for bank reconciliation statement. Unless we understand that what is cash book and what is bank statement or passbook and what are the differences between the two, we cannot comprehend the topic of bank reconciliation statement. So this was the preface to the topic. Okay, now moving forward, just one more point before I talk about what is bank reconciliation statement. The point is nature of the cash book and the bank statement. Please do understand and appreciate that the balance in the cash book is an asset to the company, right? And therefore, the cash book debit balance always represents increase and a credit balance always represents decrease. Alright, so please do remember this important rule. This will help you to understand the topic very well. After having a small discussion on this, now we will talk about what is bank reconciliation statement. Okay, so bank reconciliation statement, it means we are going to reconcile two statements, or we are going to reconcile the bank column of the cash book with the bank column of the passbook, or with straightway simply with the passbook. So cash book is compared with the passbook. That's what is reconciliation. So question comes is it mandatory for any business to reconcile the bank column with the cash column? No. The answer is no. None of the business has been mandated by any law so far to reconcile. It means it is purely an optional thing. Very much like subsidiary books. If you remember the discussions maybe in couple of weeks ago we had about subsidiary books. Subsidiary books are also not mandated by any legal body or by any act. It's simply the choice of the business, because that helps in that helps in convenience, in logical arranging the data and all. Same way, bank reconciliation statement helps a business to find out answers for the differences between two books, the causes of differences in the balance as shown in the cash book and the balance shown in the bank book or the passbook, right? So accordingly, we define this bank reconciliation statement as a statement which is prepared by a business or a firm to reconcile balances of two books, that is cash book with that of bank statement, and find out the causes of differences between the two, right? So we want to find out the difference, why there is a difference, why are the reasons, what are the causes of differences between two values. One value, it could be debit or credit shown by the cash book with the value shown by passbook. And believe me or not, for most of the time, on most of the days, for any business, the value shown by the bank account and the value shown by the cash book is not similar, is not alike. They are different for most of the businesses because there are so many transactions happening on everyday basis, and certain transactions are not recorded in the cash book, certain are not recorded in the passbook, certain are recorded twice in either of the book. There are many reasons, there are time gap. So reasons I will discuss in detail, that what are the causes of differences, but at this moment I just want to say that these two books needed to be reconciled with each other to find out the causes of difference. And the second point which I made is that it's not mandatory, it's quite optional, but most of the businesses would like to prepare this, and they actually do. And believe me or not, most of the individuals who have some sense of finance, accounting, banking, etc., even they do reconcile. And people who are not very good in any of with numbers or interested in the banking, even they would like to reconcile. The moment we get a message from our bank that X amount has been debited or credited, because nowadays most of us are on net banking, right? As an individual, I am not talking as a business. We would think, did I issue that check? Did I issue any standard instruction that this amount has been debited? So this is a kind of reconciliation in our mind without making a formal statement. The same thing is actually used by business in a formalized manner through a proper process. But even when we are, as an individual, when we are doing the same thing, the moment we get an SMS from any bank account which we hold that X amount has been debited or credited, we quickly reconcile in our mind, if not on paper, that did I issue a check, did I receive this money, did I receive my salary, did I receive anything, whatever I was expecting, right? So that is reconciliation actually. Same way, this is an important exercise which any business would do. The next question is, do a business need to make this reconciliation statement on a particular date? No. So business has a choice either to prepare it or not, and then they may prepare it basis on the frequency of business transactions they have, or whenever there is a need, right? So it will depend upon the need of the business, when do they want to reconcile. It could be monthly exercise for one business, it could be weekly exercise for other business. Okay, so there is no compulsion of the frequency of reconciling two books. Now we will talk about features of bank reconciliation statement. First of all, this, as I said, this bank reconciliation statement is prepared on a regular interval. Interval is decided by the business, but it is always on a particular, on a regular interval, weekly, monthly, quarterly, could be anything. The second feature is it is prepared by an individual or a firm having an account in a bank. It's mandatory that one business which has bank account, only that business would need to prepare a reconciliation statement. Someone which is working small, very small businesses, just imagine, which do not have any bank account, they need not to do this exercise. Only those businesses having a bank account and are keeping a bank column in the cash book, they would need to reconcile, that too by choice, no compulsion. The third feature of bank reconciliation statement is that this exercise will explain causes of disagreement of two balances. Why do we have difference between the two balances, one shown by the passbook, another shown by the cash book? That reasons of differentiation are explained by this book. Then the next feature is that there is no compulsion for bank reconciliation statement, which I have already discussed. Now, the last agenda of this session is to talk about importance of bank reconciliation statement. So, the first of all, this bank reconciliation statement, it helps us finding the causes of difference. So, there are times when businesses do struggle. They struggle that why there is a difference. People need so much of time. That why do we need, why this there's a huge difference of 2 crores, 20 crores, 40 crores, 1,20,000, whatever. The amount could be as huge as depending on the size and the number of transactions. So the first important reason that why we prepare this statement is to find out the causes. The second reason, the second important point that why do we prepare bank reconciliation statement, that it assists us in finding the exact bank balance. Once a BRS, the bank reconciliation statement, is prepared, the accountant will end up reaching the exact balance. Then it will help in planning the sale, purchase of anything, payments for anyone, future expansion plan. Because the company would know that I have X amount with the bank. Now you know the exact amount. You can plan your liquidity, you can plan expansion, you can plan anything of investment. The third reason that this bank reconciliation statement is very important is that it assists us in finding errors committed in writing the cash book or the bank book. Humans are humans. We are bound to make mistakes even after due cautious. So, accountant may have committed some mistake, or the bank officer may have committed some mistake in writing. Sometime we get a message your account has been credited, and after few minutes suddenly you see a debit amount. So, why that happens? Because sometime bank may by mistake credit your account. Sometimes some other unknown person may put money in your account, because there could be difference of one digit. Net banking caused some wrong debit, some wrong credit, right? So you may find such errors by making a reconciliation statement. The next point of importance is that bank reconciliation statement helps us finding transactions which are omitted by the cash book writer or which are omitted by the bank book writer, generally by the cash book writers. So few transactions are completely omitted, somebody just missed to write it. So even they are recorded carefully. They are identified while preparing the statement. The next point of importance is that bank reconciliation statement, it helps us maintaining very healthy relationship with the bankers, because we will not go and fight with the bank. आपने मेरा अमाउंट डेबिट कर दिया, क्रेडिट कर दिया, because we would prepare our own statement, find out the reason. Maybe we are at fault, maybe we committed some mistake, we were expecting some higher balance because of our own mistake, right? So we will not go and fight with the banker. If we are preparing our own statement, we will keep better healthy relationship with the bank. So these are the important points for preparing bank reconciliation statements. So I hope you could understand what is cash book and what is passbook, what is bank reconciliation statements, what are the features of bank reconciliation statement, and what is the importance, why do we prepare bank reconciliation statement. Thank you very much for being with me. See you in the next session.